Good afternoon and welcome to Nora's Dog Training Company. We're here today with Biggie and Brandy, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today on video is Biggie's ability to understand and respond to his formal on-leash obedience commands. The little tiny corrections and lots of motivations that we give the puppies when we're working with them, and the training equipment that we're using. Brandy is using a regular 6-foot web training leash, and she keeps the bulk of the leash folded neatly in her right hand. That leaves her left hand free to give any correction that's needed, and the only correction that we give is a little tiny tug and release on the training collar. And that is the second piece of equipment that we're using. Biggie's going to come home with his very own training equipment, and you're going to be taught how to use that properly during your follow-up training session tomorrow. Now, if you notice, Biggie is sitting very nicely at Brandy's left, which is where all of our obedience training is done. And the first exercise that we're going to demonstrate for you is heeling. The command is Biggie heel. And at this point, Biggie has a job to do. And that is to maintain pace with Brandy when walking. Not forging ahead or lagging behind, but staying right next to her left leg. And each time that she stops walking, he's been taught to sit automatically without being told to wait for his next command. So this makes walking him a pleasure. He's not dragging you down the street. And if you stop to cross traffic or talk to someone on the street, he should be sitting nicely next to your left leg and waiting for his next command. If you change pace, he should do the same. You saw Brandy speed up and slow down. He will walk with you at whatever pace you choose. And when you stop, he sits. Now the next command that we're going to demonstrate for you is the sit-stay. Stay is a hand and a voice command, and because it is a stationary exercise, you do not use his name. For a puppy his age, you're going to start out at about 20 to 30 seconds and work slowly up to 3 minutes on the sit-stay. When Brandy returns back to him, she quickly walks counterclockwise all the way around him. She stops at his shoulders, that's important, and she gives him another command, and he expects that. Once you've stopped at his shoulders, you have to tell him what you want him to do next. If he doesn't sit, you will hear Brandy say no sit, and you will see her give that gentle little tug on the training collar, and that kind of gets his attention, and he looks up at her like, whoops, sorry, I wasn't paying attention. She leaves him in another sit stay. She turns to face him. She lets him hold that for some seconds, and then she calls him, and this is the come on command. It's Biggie come, happy voice. He always gets praised for coming, because you always want your dog to come when you call him. And they will demonstrate that come on command again for you. Nice automatic sit, stay. Now I got up, so she said no, sit, stay. You just repeat the command. And you can't give up. He has to do it the way it was taught. Then she'll use his name and call him. She tells him good boy as he's coming in, and he comes right in and sits, and he gets lots of praise for a good job. Now the next commands that we're going to be demonstrating for you are the down commands. So the first one is a down from a heel position. So with your dog seated at your left, you're going to take your left open palm, push it straight down toward the ground, and give the one-word command to down and stay. Biggie likes to eat leaves and sticks off the ground, so practicing your down stay is probably best practiced right in your living room. When Brandy returns back to him, she walks all the way around him just as she did on the sit stay, stops at his shoulders, and then gives him another command. She's talking to him and encouraging him, and if you get him too amped up, he gets very excited. Always have him seated before you attempt to put him into a down. And she's telling him no so that he doesn't put his head on the ground and pick up leaves. And this time she'll call him out of that down. Good job. Comes in and sits. Now we're going to have a lot of written instruction for you as well. Rich will take his time and go over everything with you and answer any questions that you might have about Biggie's training. Now this time Brandy is going to put him, she's going to leave him in a stay. Okay, I wasn't sure what she was going to do. This is the down from a distance, and this is the hardest of the down commands because you're not right next to him. And if he doesn't go down, she gives him that little tug on the leash that we talked about, and that was pretty good actually. Because that's a hard command, and she was a fair distance away. Now we've demonstrated for you all of Biggie's formal on-leash obedience commands. He's done great for a young puppy. His housebreaking is really, really good. Crate training. We've got lots and lots to talk about when he goes home. We've enjoyed every minute of having him. He is a typical corgi, and then he can be a little hard-headed, but he's come a long way. We want to thank you for choosing Nora's Dog Training Company, and we will see you tomorrow.